For the first 2 weeks, Mom has been with the pups the majority of the time, nursing, cleaning, or just laying with them. Dams can be very vigorous in their cleaning efforts, flipping puppies around the whooping box while the little ones howl in frustration from being thrust off the teat. This is not only normal, but vital for puppy development. Just like ENS, the stimulation and mild stress that their mom provides stimulates their brains, adrenal glands, and immune systems, creating healthier, more robust puppies. The puppies get increasingly mobile, initially dragging themselves around the whooping box by their front legs, looking like little tadpoles. It's important to provide good traction for their little legs so that when they start raising themselves up off the ground, their hind legs find good purchase. Although hip dysplasia is primarily genetic, it's also developmental, and environmental factors play a role. If the puppy's back legs slide on the floor and the hips are overextended, that can affect proper hip joint development. Rapid growth from overfeeding or a diet improper for large breed puppies can hasten the development of hip abnormalities, as can running up and down stairs or jumping from heights in the first 3 months of life. Regular exercise on soft, uneven, or natural surfaces like grass and dirt helps build muscle and joint stability, reducing the risk of developing joint laxity. That's why puppies born in the spring or summer, who often are allowed more outdoor activity on uneven ground, have a lower incidence of developmental hip dysplasia. In the first couple weeks of life, their mom laid down to let them nurse, but now she's sitting or standing up. This is on purpose because now the puppies need to develop better coordination and balance. Sometimes it can look like a rugby scrum, and sometimes a puppy may lose weight temporarily. But they eventually learn to be tenacious and fight for their place on the teat.
Whoops, how'd I get here?
The puppies still can't hear, but they can smell their dam and move toward her for quite a distance. Their eyes open around days 15 through 19, and their ears follow a few days later. They're still pretty myopic, but their vision improves, allowing them to start focusing on objects and navigating their environment by the end of their 3rd week. At this point, a hanging mobile with objects of varying textures and heights, as well as objects that make sound, are introduced. The puppies can toddle around after their 2nd week, but still fall over pretty easily. I put in small obstacles for them to climb over and also tubes for them to crawl through. At 3.5 weeks, they can start pouncing, walking backwards, and wrestling with each other. I do practice biosecurity to ensure the pups are protected against diseases that might be carried into their environment, but that has to be balanced against the need for socialization. Now, a lot of people mistakenly think of socialization as letting their puppy play with every dog they encounter, but socialization actually means exposing the puppy to novel stimuli like new people, animals, sounds, surfaces, and environments in a very controlled, positive, and calm manner. This is critical for building confidence, preventing future fear, aggression, or anxiety, and ensuring the dog remains comfortable and confident and neutral in a wide range of situations. So the socialization we're starting with now is moving to a larger playpen, meeting the other family dogs, and letting children and new adults come in and hold them, cuddle them, play with their paws, practice giving them time on their backs. Next week, they'll accompany me to my office where we'll gradually introduce more people of varying shapes, sizes, colors, and scents. We'll have loud people, quiet people, people with deep, scary voices. We'll introduce people with beards, people with head coverings, hoodies, sunglasses. We'll also do wheelchairs and crutches, screaming toddlers and teenagers. They'll be getting used to car rides and special toys to help with balance and motion sickness.
Hi. What is that? Checking it out.
Their teeth also erupt, so they're chewing on everything, including each other.
Are you gonna go?
As much as I sometimes want to interfere and separate the brawlers when I hear yips and growls, this is an important part of their development. Early lessons in bite inhibition and communication of social cues. Usually, their mom will let them know when their biting or playing gets too rough, but these puppies' mom is pretty tolerant of bad behavior, so later on, I'll introduce them to safe, older dogs who will hopefully put them in their place when they're acting inappropriately. The puppies are starting to demand bark and howl when they're unhappy, like when they're hungry, they want company, or they want out of the pen, or they want to play, but all their littermates have fallen asleep. I don't reward the demand barking, but once they're quiet, I may pet them or pick them up and cuddle them. I move the puppies to a larger play area around day 23. They're in the family room, which is an active area of the house where they'll get a lot of interaction, hear all the noises from the kitchen, and get acclimated to family life. I put in more toys because, though they're still very nearsighted and can't follow fast movement, they can see large objects 5 or 6 feet away and smaller objects about 3 feet away. They're also developing eye-mouth and eye-paw coordination, so they're batting at toys and picking things up in their mouths. They're also starting to potty train. In the whelping box, I placed absorbent pee pads in one corner and left the soil pads beneath fresh ones so the urine odor would draw them to the potty corner. Later, I placed a tray there with the pee pads on top, and the next day, I added a few animal bedding pellets to the tray, leaving them under the pads so the puppies could get used to the uneven walking surface. Once they got comfortable with that, I placed the pellets on top of the pads, and then when they moved to the larger pen, half of the pen is their bathroom, and the other half is their living, sleeping, and playing area. Whenever they wake up, finish playing hard or nursing, I scoop them up, place them in the potty area, and praise them when they relieve themselves there. The challenge is, I can't always tell if they're sniffing, pondering life, or starting to poop. I leave some urine-soaked pellets and poop in the bottom of their potty tray so the scent will draw them to that area. Eventually, they start walking over to the toileting area on their own. Toilet training is the main focus of week 4, and though it can sometimes feel like whack-a-mole, it's well worth it.
Oh yeah.